Okay. Enough of that music. Enough of that, all you heathens out there. Let me look. Let's see what time is it. 11:59, and I'm a minute early here today, but don't worry about it. That's fine. That's fine. I'm willing to give an extra minute to everybody. Maybe I'll take it off at the end of the show. Yeah, doesn't matter really, does it? Does it really matter? Nah. Today's May the 2nd. What a beautiful day today. Look at this day out here. Sunny, a little bit of clouds. Just a beautiful, beautiful May day after all the rain yesterday. Thunder, lightning, the whole shot. We got everything. We got everything yesterday. 96% humidity. It's going to rain all weekend, they said. But look at today. I don't know. We're supposed to get some more today, but hope we don't. I got to spread a cover out, dry it out, and get it packed away. I want to do this afternoon, but the plants and trees are loving it. My lawn's green. They fertilized it. Now it's growing like crazy. So it looks like this is going to be a real good season for weeds in the meteor crater. They're already blasting up through the ground. And, it's really funny because the city calls weed infested patches like the meteor crater, they call them pollinator meadows. As a matter of fact, they're building another one for $40,000 of your money. What am I laughing at? It's my money too. Our taxes are, we're going to get the tax notices. They're going to be mailed out on May 9th. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I get the Meteor Crater pollinating meadow for free. And it looks like it dropped another 5 feet. That sucker's got to be down there 15 feet now. It really is getting to be a crater. Where's Ronnie Don? Ronnie Don's ice cream. Come on, put a hot dog cart down here. Put a hot dog cart and advertise it in the tourist magazines. You're going to have people coming to see the meteor crater. Hot dogs, cold beer. How can you beat that at the meteor crater? There's a business right there. If anybody wants to, partake. A lot of entrepreneurs in this city. Maybe Chris Dabrowski will do it. He does everything else. He's into everything. That guy. Okay, so today I was supposed to have Chris Regason, and I did invite him, and he wanted to come in, but he had a previous commitment that he couldn't get out of. So Monday's going to be Dave Wheeler in the studio. We're going to do the City Council agenda review. The City Council meeting, of course, is on Tuesday, and Chris will be in on Tuesday, and we're going to talk about this election and the mindset of Canadians. Why Chris thinks Canadians, anybody would vote for Carney. We're going to get into that because it's a pretty deep thing that happened at that election. That wasn't just an election. This was a pretty weird election. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, we're going to talk about a Doge report today, taxes, etc., etc. But first of all, maybe I'll tell you who I am, Paul K. Lemire. Maybe I'll tell you what this show is. Your City, Your Voice. I don't know. I think people know that by now, don't they? Maybe not. There might be some new viewers. Paul K. Lemire, Your City, Your Voice. 4680Q. There's a sign right over there. I showed it to you yesterday. Hey, I always talk about the sign, the 4680Q sign. I never show it. Because I have this back here, Your City, Your Voice. There you go. So let's get to our sponsors. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamel Machine Company. And when you get this kind of weather, it really makes you think about getting your car in and getting it checked over. Because at the end of the day, you want your car running great. You want to be proactive. You want to make sure your car is running good for the summer. You want your brakes checked. You want your air conditioning checked. You want your fluid levels checked. You want to get those winter tires off. You want to do everything to get your car ready so when the wife and kids pile into the car, it don't break down and you don't end up like Griswold in Wally World, broken down with grandma on the roof. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. That's where you got to go. He's going to check it out. He's throwing it on his diagnostic equipment, giving you the error codes, fixing the error codes, getting you out the door safe and sound for the summer. And you know what? He has a full body shop. Oh, yeah. You get in a wreck, you take your car in there, he sends it back to you in showroom condition. You're going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. Ken's going to be happy. Your car's going to be happy. Your wife's going to be happy. Your dog's going to be happy. Your kids are going to be Everybody's going to be happy. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Oakwood Drive, next to the Kia dealership. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. And don't forget, while you're there, on Ken's website, wildbillsauto.ca. Take a second to subscribe to the channel. Yeah, just hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit the like button. Everything you do gets you involved, helps the algorithm to tell other people about the show and spread the news about it. And away we go. The more the merrier. We have another election coming up in a year and a half for the city council. And we want to be prepared. We want people listening. We want to tell people what we think and get a feeling for the community. Leave comments. Don't forget to leave comments. I always discuss comments if there's any. And there haven't been a lot lately. A lot of views. There's people viewing, but they're not leaving a lot of comments. I guess they're not disagreeing with what I have to say. Usually when they disagree, that's when they comment, right? So anyway, please leave comments and subscribe. It costs you nothing to subscribe. Don't worry about it. You don't have to spend a dime to be in on all this. Not a dime. But it helps the show get out there. It helps the show. Okay, so let's get into it here today. What about those stinking Leafs? Yeah, that's right. They made it through the first round, which is unbelievable. Usually they don't even make it through the first round, so they did beat the Ottawa Senators, planned the parade, but now you got to play the Florida Panthers, defending Stanley Cup champs. So your path to victory in that series, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but good luck. Good luck. That's a tough, tough team. And you know one thing, you're going to get at least 4 more games, which is 5 more than the Habs got. So I can't say a lot. Oh, yeah, it's 4. You're going to get 4 more games. That'll be 4 and 1, 5, yeah. After that, it'll be golf clubs and beer if you don't win, just like we're doing right now. So I read a thing and it said about rain. Why is there so much rain around here? Well, there's so much rain because this dust from I know this sounds wacky. This dust from the Sahara Desert in Africa got caught up in the trade winds, and it's blowing over here. So it's going to blow into Canada. It's going to blow into the Caribbean, and they're expecting a lot of rain and all this dust in the air, pollen and crap and dust. And if you have breathing problems in that, you might see those increase. And I mean, this is the weirdest thing. Dust from the Sahara Desert in Africa is going to be making its way to North America and the Caribbean. So it isn't one thing, it's the other, right? We don't have enough trees blooming and pollen in the air. My eyes always kill me. I get sinus. You know what? It never ends. That one year, remember the fires? Couldn't go outside. It was smoky. All you smelled was smoke, and you saw smoke in the air, and the breathing was oh my goodness, it was crazy. The air was thick with smoke. No, we're going to have that this year, but yeah, we had fires. Crazy, huh? Okay, I'm gonna do a little PSA right now, public service announcements, because that's the kind of guy I am. I let the public know what's going on. And this isn't a good one though. This isn't a good one. Maybe this is one you don't even want to hear. Your tax bills are going to be mailed out on May 9th. So you should see them shortly after that. Okay, the question is, it's not due till the end of June. June 30th is when your taxes are due for the next quarter, and then September 30th for the last quarter. So why, pray tell, is City Hall mailing out our tax bills early? Well, because right down here on the corner of St. Clair and Queen Street, there's this big old building. And in that big old building is the post office. And on May 22nd, the posties could go on strike again. That's right. They didn't screw us enough before Christmas. Now they're going to go on strike again because you know what? They found out that going before Christmas really didn't do anything. It didn't matter. Nobody cared, right? You know, and if you went by Queen Street, you'd see them all in the cold around the garbage can on fire. And then they decided, well, we're going to go back. We're going to go back. Nobody got their Christmas presents that were mailed from Aunt Gerda over in Botswana. Nobody got that present. No. because they were on strike. They figured it out. Hey, we're not going to get back to work. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to order us back to work. No, we're not the CN. We're not the railways. And they said, well, let's just go back and we'll see between then and May if we can hammer some big deal out and, rip the taxpayers off for, thousands of more dollars like everybody else does. And nobody's negotiating anything, I guess. I mean, nobody said anything about it. And all they did was drive people to find out how to use other means to pay their bills and get their bills. And that's called the internet. This is how people pay it now. Write direct deposit all the time, or else you can pay the bill online to the utility or taxes or whatever you want to pay, always online. And it didn't matter. All they did was teach people to not use them. So what do we get? Well, we get the beautiful Harvey's flyers. Harvey's makes a hamburger, a beautiful thing. And you get those flyers in the mail. One guy said, hey, I didn't even know they were on strike until I didn't get my Kentucky Fried Chicken coupons. They never came in the mail. And then I said, well, how come I never got my KFC coupons? Because, they're on strike? Oh, that's why. I wonder if I can go online and get them. Yeah, you can. So they just, the PO, post office PO, the PO PO'd off it, PO'd everybody off. That's right. And here we go, May 22nd. They're thinking of going on strike again. I don't get it. They didn't learn their lesson? I guess not. But I digress. The bottom line is always the bottom line, and the bottom line is your 10% tax increase. I saw somebody say their taxes are going up 10%. They said 5%. Then you got the region, and then you got your water bill. It's probably way more than 10%, maybe 20. But that's what this guy said. So I'm telling everybody out there, this is a public service announcement. Get ready for sticker shock. Because remember, the 5% increase wasn't on your first two installments. They didn't get it out in time to be able to put it on your first two installments, the operating budget increase. The capital budget was done before, but the operating wasn't. So what they do is they just send you a tax bill from last year, the same as last year. Then they pick it up on the last two installments, third quarter and the fourth quarter. So they add the increase on there, add the increase they never charged you for the two before on there. So now you're getting the double whammy. And I figure if it is 10%, my bill's going to come in. Well, I was $857.96 for the first two quarters. Now we got to add $170 to that. So it's going to be another probably $65 onto the 897. I'm going to be up around $1,000, maybe something like that. No, 170 and 857. That's 1,020 each time for each bill. So 1,020, I'm going to get nicked for. Could be more. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be less. I hope it is, but anyway, that's what you're going to get. Don't be surprised when you get it. The numbers are going to be high. Remember, they're putting on the first two payments on there because they never got you at the beginning of the year for it. Yeah, well, the gift that keeps on giving, spendthrift politicians. And it's just Doge. Where's my Doge department? They're really needed. They really need to go through it. I mean, Doge can find the money to make sure your taxes don't even go up. There's lots of money there. Don't worry about that. Everybody tells you there's no money. There's lots of money with this city. They find lots. They always find $10 million that they didn't even have. They told us we don't have money, so we got to raise your taxes 5%. Then they find 10 million during the year out of nowhere. Whew. Sleight of hand. Now you see it, now you don't. They find it though when they need it. Now, speaking of Doge, I got some pictures of a bus stop at St. Lawrence and Huron Street where the street in front of it is in shambles. I mean, it's a big mess. This is in front of a bus stop where people are trying to get to the bus and everything. It's a hazard and it's a disgrace. Now, my agent out there, Gary Wilkins, on the ball. Gary Wilkins on the ball all the time. Sent the pictures to all the city councils and got a fast reply from Councilor Triple F. That's right, Mona Patel. Congratulations to Mona Patel. She sent a nice reply thanking Gary for bringing this safety hazard to their attention. And of course, what did she do with it? Nothing. Like she does with everything. She sent the email to manager of municipal works, Eric Idle, who said he will be able to address the matter further. That's what she said. Eric Idle will be able to address the matter further, of course. Well, she can't do anything anyway. What's she going to do? So she sends it to Eric Nickel. And if I had a nickel for every time I called him Eric Idle, I'd be rich. Who said he's passing the buck to speak to. She passed the buck to Eric. Now, Eric, he gave Gary a reply, but I just wonder if Mona Patel, she's supposed to be running around the city as a counselor, looking at things and taking care of stuff. I wonder if she drove down there and looked at the bus stop to see how bad it really was. Or just looked at the picture. A lot of times when you send pictures for stuff, it really doesn't show the reality of the situation. Pictures, when you're there, you see it. But, they bother to go down there? Probably not. I mean, they drive down Huron Street probably to get the city council meetings. I think on the way on Tuesday, they might at least take a shot there before the meeting at 2:00. Go that way and take a look at it. I hope they do. But anyway, Eric Idle got back to Gary as well, saying the usual. It's scheduled to be repaired. Well, so was the job breaker on Portage Road for the last 3 years. We'll see, but you can bet your bottom dollar that Doge will be on it. Doge will be on it. Gary will be on it. And if City Hall can't find the money for it, Doge can. I get $17 million that we can spend on whatever we need. How easy is that? At least 17 million. Just cancel the NSD trail we don't need. That's 17 million bucks we're not going to spend, and we can spend on stuff we really need. Or get rid of the concrete ping pong tables and all that other nonsense too. Although that's already been passed and they're going through with that. 350,000 wasted anyway. Regardless, Doge is on it. We're going to report this kind of stuff to you and tell you what the counselors say, how they reply, what the city does. We'll see how long it takes them to get down there and repair that mess down there. And I can guarantee you, I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? They were there 3 months ago in front of my house. This tree on city property is all dead and everything. When I mow the lawn, these branches, if it's windy, come flying out of the tree and knock you on the head. They'll kill you. And said, come and trim it. Okay, well, I'll write it down. The superintendent or whoever was by there, I'll write it down and we'll put it on the list. And okay, so I'm going, okay, great. So the other night, like membership has its privileges, you know that. So the other night in that big wind we got, right, it was blowing 50, 60 miles an hour. A tree just around the corner from me snapped. And it snapped right onto a city worker's front lawn. And I'm going, oh, geez, look at this. Big branches all over the place on the front lawn, and let's see how long it takes for the city to get out to the city worker's house. That night at 9:30, this big truck comes down the street with flashing lights on it. Woo, 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 right? These guys get out with spotlights and lights and everything, and they take this thing and they cut it up and throw it through the chipper at 9:30 at night. Took them about a half hour, maybe. That's it. But the tree team came out at night to do this. I've been waiting 3 months. Nobody's come by. So the tree team came out at 9:30 at night. Now, I don't know if these guys are on overtime. I don't know too many tree trimming places that work at night or city crews that work at night trimming trees. Usually it's daytime. At night it's dark. Unless it's an emergency where a house fell on a tree or is blocking the road. This wasn't doing any of that. It's on the guy's front lawn. But they came out, chewed it up, took it away. We're there the next day cleaning up any mess left over. That's service. But you got to be a member of the club. You got to be a member of the club. Hey, there goes a fire truck. Where's it going? Always something happening downtown where all the lights are bright. So anyway, there you go. You're a member of the club, you get service. If you're not, you might get service. Another PSA. I got public service announcements coming out of my yin yang today. Got to put up the bat signal. Bat signal's going up for the Blade Runner. Niagara speed cameras are moving to new locations. I guess they tapped out people at the current locations. They got nobody else to find. They find everybody that's going by there. Time to move on to some new suckers in another part of the neighborhood. Now, Niagara Falls are saying the cameras are going to be moved to Lundy's Lane between Brookfield and Main Street. What the? Brookfield and Main Street? Like there's 2 or 3 miles of Lundy's Lane between Brookfield and Main Street, not to mention 4 traffic lights, not to mention Lundy's Lane's a death trap. You can't go more than about 5 miles an hour. You're going to get in a wreck. Why they're putting it there, I don't know. Goofy place to put it, really, isn't it? I'm not even sure where it is now, where there is one now. Is it still at Greendale? I don't know. It's been cut down a couple times, and the one on McLeod Road's been blacked out with spray paint a few times. The Blade Runner's out and about. I don't know. So are they taking it out of there and putting it on Lundy's Lane, or is this a new one? I don't know what they're up to. Because it's just a money-making scheme. You know that, right? Thing pulls down probably about $6 million a year in fines, just hammering people. And the Blade Runner might strike first. I don't know. Maybe he's going to cut them all down. But anyway, it's going to be hard to do that on Lundy's Lane for the Blade Runner. He's in tough on Lundy's Lane. There's a lot of cameras all over the place. A lot of people always on Lundy's Lane. Somebody's always around. So you might have to go stealth on this one. It's going to be a stealth move on the Blade Runner. He's going to have to put his Mr. Invisible suit on. But that's where it's going. So watch out on Lundy's Lane if you're going between Brookfield and Main Street. I mean, they really narrowed it down for us, didn't they? They really narrowed it down. It won't be till the end of May, though, they said, because they have to put up signs. They have to tell you it's there, put up signs and that kind of thing before they put it up. I don't know where they're going to put it because, if there's a thing, they could dig a hole and put in the hole or whatever they got to do, but they're going to have to bolt right to the sidewalk or something. I don't know where they're going to put it there between there. There's no room. They can't even expand Lundy's Lane to help out because there's just no room. All the businesses go right to the street. We'll have to see when it gets there. But anyway, there's your warning. You want to save money? Don't speed because they're going to get you. And believe me, they ask, well, what's the tolerance here? Do they give you like 1 or 2 kilometers over the speed limit? They say, we can't divulge that information. But I think they're pretty strict, man. And it isn't the region or anybody else who's doing it. It goes to a third party and they issue tickets. They have no sympathy for anybody. You go by too fast, you're going to get one. It's like $116. And they've given out thousands, tens of thousands of tickets. They're making tons of money off all these. It's a big money-making project, believe me. Just another hit at your wallet, like a normal hit at your wallet. So let me get to my second sponsor, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Now, if you want a good pizza, take my word for it. And I told Mike, the guy who owns Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue in Lundy's Lane, the one on Victoria Avenue, Pete's Pizza. I told him, Mike, before I can let you sponsor my show, I gotta like your pizza. Oh, that's fine. I said, okay. So I sent Liz down undercover. She grabbed a pizza and I go, wow, this is really, really good. And I've been getting it there ever since. That's my go-to place. They know how to make a pizza. They use the Mancini family recipe that's been around for 40 years. The crust recipe they use, they know what they're doing, the Mancini family. They've been doing it for so long, and they make one hell of a pizza. I'll tell you that right now. Oh man, they used a beautiful blend of Saputo mozzarella with the brick cheese. They know how to put the cheese on in the right ratio with the sauce. They cook it up just right. Can't beat it. You can't beat it. And they're no slouch on wings either. They got great wings, great pizza. They have a full menu, steak and cheese poutine, steak sandwich. They've got panzerotti, you name it. You can get it there. They're open till midnight during the week and then till 2 a.m. on Friday and Saturday for your convenience. These guys got it going on and they know how to make a pizza. They really do. Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, 905-374-2222, or you can go to their website, Pete'sPizzaVictoria.ca in order, or they use Skip Dash and all the other stuff. They deliver themselves. My buddy, I was just talking to him yesterday. He got a pizza from there. It was fantastic. He said, the Canadian, that's the one I usually get. And he said it was just at his house in 30 minutes, hot, and delivered by Pizza Pizzas, or Pete's Pizza. Well, it always sounds like Pizza Pizza. I got to say it slower. Pete's Pizza, not Pizza Pizza. Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. So order yours today. Get one. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. You'll be happy. They'll be happy. I'll be happy. And thank you so much for supporting our sponsors, because they support the show and they support the city. Okay, what else we got going on here? Oh, I took a cursory look at the city council agenda, and you can find it at niagarafalls.ca because the council meeting is coming up on Tuesday. And like I said, Dave Wheeler will be in the studio Monday, and we're going to go through the agenda for you so you know what's going on. And I did see a heck of a lot. Some planning matters for Lundy's Lane development. Council finding more money to do stuff to spend a graffiti action plan. Now that's going to be interesting because it's guaranteed to cost us money. But the graffiti action plan, and Mayor Jim, he always talks about the broken window theory, which is totally irrelevant. You don't know what he's talking about. Rudy Giuliani's broken window theory was about arresting people who do it. Jim's broken window theory is about removing the graffiti immediately so the graffiti artists can come back and do it the next day again. That's not what it's about, Mayor Jim. You got to get this right. What you have to do is arrest the people doing it. Yeah, removing the graffiti does nothing. They just come back. What you got to do is somehow put a camera on there or something, catch the guys who are doing it and arrest them, fine them, throw them in the slammer for a couple of weeks. Whatever you got to do, that's how you cure, because you do that to one guy and the rest of the guys aren't going to be doing it. You fine them $5,000, and if they don't pay, you throw them in the hoosgow. That's the broken window theory. It's not about taking it off and spending the money to remove it, and then they come back the next day and do it again. Well, they're going to wrap it with some stuff they can't draw on or something. Okay, yeah, sure. That's going to cost money. And you know what? We pay. We're going to pay rather than the perpetrator who should be paying. We're going to pay, right? So it's the craziest thing you ever heard of. Why am I going to pay? Why should I have to pay for these guys who go and spray paint these boxes and everything around town? I shouldn't have to pay. You shouldn't have to pay. Doge, where are you? Anyway, watch for that tomorrow night. I'll be yelling about that guaranteed on Thursday. Maybe even, Thursday, because I have to watch the meeting before I can start yelling. Got a Niagara Transit report, which should be interesting because, Niagara Transit, of course, was supposed to take all our buses and everything, and we will still pay the same amount we were paying when the buses were owned by the city and run by the city. Well, you know what? The best laid plans go awry. And you know what happened? Yeah, we doubled up. Plus, and Lori DeCoco, I got to give her credit. Councilor DeCoco's always been on this, always asking the question, what happened? This was supposed to be revenue neutral. We weren't supposed to be paying double. Supposed to be paying the same thing. And of course, who's the Matt Cisco? I think he's the chairman of that Niagara Transit Commission or something. Or he's on the board or whatever. He comes up and goes to city council, gives us all kinds of big gaslighting stories about this and that. Get the hell out of here. It was promised that we were going to be revenue neutral. We were paying more, and now we're paying double. I always get screwed, don't we? Isn't taxpayer? Aren't they always the guys that get screwed in these deals? These genius deals. We lose all our buses. We lose all the revenue. And we're supposed to be revenue neutral. And now it's doubling up. We have to pay double what we paid. How's that work out for a great idea? Oh man, oh man. I read this stuff, and you wonder why I'm nuts. People say you're crazy. Yeah, they're right. I am crazy. I read all this stuff, and it drives me nuts. Then I got to watch these liberals on the Facebook yelling and screaming. Joe DiBiase, Phil Rose, all these guys. I mean, these guys drive you nuts too. They they all drive me nuts. The only outlet I have is here, talking to you. If I go around the house like that, I'm gonna be locked up in the bedroom. So I got to be careful. I gotta be sane around the house. Okay, the hospital parking fees. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one. It's not going to be on the city council agenda, but this is something I read about. They've always been a point of contention. Why should someone have to pay for parking to visit their sick friends or relatives at the hospital? Well, it really came to a head last December when the hospital decided they're going to double the rates, $3 to $6 an hour, 100% increase, and jumped the daily rates from $16 to $19. So they added $3 an hour for the day, and then $3 for the if you get the day, right. So if you go by the hour, $6 an hour. If you go by the day, $19 a day. Now our local MPP, Cheeto Bandito's up in arms, and now Niagara Center MPP Jeff Birch has also jumped on the issue. I don't know what he is. Is he an NDP? A liberal? What the hell is he? I don't even know what he is. Sounds like a liberal to me, but I'm not sure. Should have looked it up. I apologize. Somebody knows out there, let me know. Birch calls it like a serious tax on patients and families, and staff are paying monthly fees just to go to work. Thank God they don't work in Toronto downtown. Now, the hospital system says eliminating parking fees would directly impact patients' care due to the loss of $4.4 million of revenue generated through parking fees. And that supports local hospital care. Birch contends, as does MPP Gates, that the province should pick up the tab. Well, and when they say that, you know what it means, right? Are you translating this with me from listening to me so much? When they say the province picks up the tab, you know what that means? That means you pick up the tab and I pick up the tab. We're not even going to the hospital. But we pick up the tab anyway. That's what they want. It's like school taxes. I don't have any kids in schools. Why am I paying school taxes? But I am. So when they say the province or the government, they use those words all the time. The province, the government. It means me and you. We're the ones paying, not the province or government or the feds. Government has no money. Where they get the money from is us. So go figure that one out. Telling you, it's wild. So anyway, MPP Birch launched a petition Thursday calling for the feds to eliminate parking fees altogether. And there's an online version if you want to sign that petition. He's got a petition going. And he's going to introduce a private member's bill motion next week that will ask the province to eliminate the fees and properly fund hospitals so they're not relying on parking fees to help pay for staff or equipment. So he's going to try to get rid of these fees and make the province pays. And he calls that a promise that he made during the election to get rid of parking fees at hospitals. He's keeping his promise. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. And same with Wayne Gates. I got to give Gates credit. He's up there yelling about this too, and he said he was gonna. This is one of the things he wanted to do. So promises made, promises kept. Let's see if they can do it. Now, the only problem I see with this noble attempt to hook the taxpayers for more money and not have to pay fees is that once it's free, you're not going to be able to find a place to park. Believe me, my mother was in the hospital for 2 months. And I was there every other day. And a lot of the times I couldn't find parking. And that's with people having to pay. Can you imagine when they open it up for free? It's going to be a zoo. It's going to be a free for all. It's going to be free for all. Like right across the street is the professional building, across Kitchener Street. $5 to park there to go in and see a doctor or whatever there. Now, do you think those people who are paying $5 are going to use that parking lot? That parking lot will be empty and everybody will be parking for free at the hospital. Right now, a lot of people find a way around not paying the fees. Public transportation. In my case, I could walk to the hospital. It's not that far from my house. Park on side streets and walk if you're not that close to it. There's a lot of ways to get around having to pay. But if that's wide open and free, do you think people are going to use alternative methods to not have to pay it? No, they're going to go and park in there. Come on, let's face it. You're going to see people who are going other places, like maybe another clinic across the street where it's $3 to pay in that lot. You're going to go there. And right now, the people from the hospital park in that lot because it's cheaper than the hospital. But you're going to see people parking free if they want to go to some business, if they want to go. I wouldn't even doubt if you get these pikers parking there to go to the casino. It's not that far away. Walk down North Street and cut across, and you're at Casino Niagara. It's not that far away. People will do anything for free. Believe me. Once it's free, that parking lot's going to be full. Then you know what's going to happen next? It's going to be what happens next is more complaints. And here's what the complaints are going to be. And I can guarantee this. I can guarantee it. The next thing is that we need bigger parking lots because there's no room. We can't find places to park. I can never find a spot when I go to visit someone. So they'll say, well, the only way we can fix that is to have fees. Is to have fees. So we limit the number of people parking there. Oh my goodness, it's a vicious circle. I mean, why not just make it a fee? Have a fee, but it doesn't have to be $20 a day or $6 an hour. Maybe $1 an hour. $2 an hour, just some token money in there, right? Just to make some money. But as long as there's a fee, it eliminates certain people. And the higher the fee, of course. I mean, if you put it too high, there'll be nobody parking there. They say, screw that. But a reasonable fee is not bad. A user fee, $2 or $3 is fine. I mean, that's it. But free always beats fee. Let's face it. Keep it at the levels before. Make the money, subsidize it maybe with the government. So if they make 4.4 million, now they drop the fees for park and then they only make 2 million or something. We subsidize the fee maybe to help people out, but don't drop it all together. I'm telling you right now, I know what's going to happen. You won't be able to find parking in there. People are going to be complaining. And then all of a sudden, the fees are going to come back to control parking. Or else they got to hire people to mark tires and say there's 2 hour. They'll have to do something because that lot will be jammed and nobody's going to be able to park there anyway. You know it's going to happen. You know it. So why even go through this process? I mean, it sounds good for politicians. I think 3 Scarolis or a couple of Fazools isn't too bad. I mean, I used to get the pass for I think it was like $60 for the whole month. $60 and I used to pass it off to my sister. She'd go one day, I'd go the next day, and she'd drop by the house because I live right by the hospital. So she'd drop by the house, get the pass, use it, and then drop it back off, and we go back and forth like that. So we were using it every day for 30 days, and if you wanted to pay daily, it was like $16 or something. So you saved a lot of money buying the monthly pass. Even if you didn't use it the whole month, we only used it for a couple weeks. And then I just gave it to somebody else who I knew that was had somebody in the hospital. So it gets used, but that's the better way. Have a fee. Have a fee. Over to this election. Carney has already started spending your kids' money. He's planning on giving everybody free dental. That's right, everybody in Canada free dental. He's going to open up the applications for 55 to 64-year-olds and then open free dental care to everyone 18 to 54. Everything for free. Everything is free. That's what's going to happen. This guy's the biggest phony I've ever seen in my life. He's just a big phony, man. Like he's standing. We're going to talk about this on Tuesday with Chris too. I'm the only guy who could take on Trump. I mean, how about this? Why did people believe that? This pipsqueak from Canada is going to go and battle Trump. Are you kidding me? How can anybody believe that? But then again, 90% of the people went and got shots for an imaginary virus. Yeah, for the flu, like experimental shot. Nobody knew what was going to happen. So yeah, I guess you could fool most of the people most of the time. So Carney is worried about your teeth and Trump. Your teeth and Trump. That's all he cares about. While honest citizens are worried about crime, homelessness, drugs, immigration, being able to afford to stay in their homes, how their children are going to make out in the future, and this left-wing lunatic, all he cares about is teeth and Trump. And guess what? He's coming for your houses too. He's coming for your house. He's coming for everything. This guy was the major guy between for the carbon tax. He didn't think Trudeau was hammering us enough. He wants more. And he's going to have an environmental assessment on everything you do. Everything's going to be tied to climate change. See this guy smoking out here? He's going to get taxed more for cigarettes. Climate change. He's blowing smoke in the air. I'm serious. This is going to be a nightmare. We'll talk more about it on Tuesday with Chris, though. I got to get Chris in here to talk about it. You got to remember, Canada is broke. We're in liquidation right now. Carney's sent by the globalists to completely break Canada and sell it to the highest bidder. That's his job. He's starting the process. More to come. Never forget the words. You will own nothing and be happy. Thank you very much. We don't have a lot to look forward to. The only thing we have to look forward to is that somehow they bring this government down right away and they can have another election and get rid of this guy because he's going to be a real nightmare. And speaking of Carney, as soon as he got elected, guess what Alberta did? They filled out the paperwork to separate from Canada. The process is happening right now, and this list of demands are met by Carney. So Daniel Smith from Alberta is saying you got to meet these demands, or we're going. We're taking a powder. We're out of here. And guess what? Saskatchewan party leader and Premier Scott Moe, he says he would not stop a public vote on Saskatchewan separating from Canada if it came forward. So if somebody presented a petition or whatever with enough signatures, he would allow a vote to go through to separate from Canada. He says that he would not condemn Saskatchewan citizens from having an opinion on the matter, but believes there's a path forward to Saskatchewan to work with the new PM and ensure that Saskatchewan has a growing, vibrant economy with a strong, united Canada. Now, the NDP leader, Carla Beck, says that he's pandering to separatists and should immediately shoot down clearly any talk of separation. It's bad for jobs, bad for investment, it's bad for Saskatchewan's future. She called it incredibly reckless and plays right into the hands of Donald Trump. I mean, does she have TDS or what the hell's wrong with her? Now, Moe replied that it's important that citizens have an avenue to voice their opinion. Way to go, Scott Moe. Yeah, that rhymes. And that the citizens of Saskatchewan will have their vote heard. Beck contends that she believes Saskatchewan should not hold a referendum on separating from the country, but Premier Moe doesn't agree at all. So this is going to be getting good in a little while here when they really get going about it. See what Danielle Smith does in Alberta. Of course, they're going to join Alberta, and probably Manitoba's going to join in with La La Land BC and have a Western Alliance. They're going to make their own way in the world. Of course, what you got to remember is the greatest real estate mogul in the world, and the man known for the art of the deal is sitting just south of the 49th, waiting to pick up the pieces, and he's going to be adding Alberta and the Western Alliance, whoever else joins them to Greenland and Panama. So this election most likely is the beginning of the end for Canada. And I don't know if you believe it or not, but things are going that way. I'll tell you, if Alberta separates, that's it. It's over. They plan to separate and join the United States, say, as the 51st state, which why wouldn't they? Canada's doing everything to screw them they can. They transfer all these payments to other provinces. Quebec won't let them build a pipeline through to the Atlantic. They can't go to the Pacific because of the mountains, the Rocky Mountains. How are you going to get through that? So what you're left with is going south and through the U.S. So you might as well be part of the U.S. And they would make a heck of a state. They'd be a very rich state with their oil and minerals and everything else. Yep, yep, yep. So we'll see what happens. I know Trump right now is just he's the way to go, Mark Carney. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is nice. And way to go, Canada. Way to go. It's perfect, right? I mean, I tell you, my buddy said that, Ralph Panucci, he said, vote for Carney, get him in, because he's going to bring Canada down faster than Pierre will. Pierre's trying to save it, so he won't bring it down at all. But this guy. Okay, so now Ontario's considering putting people in jail on a mandatory addiction treatment program. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but I want to talk about Hamel Machine Company first. And when you look at industry around here, these machine shops are very, very important to them because they can't afford to shut down. Time is money. So what do? They look for these great machine shops. Now, Hamel's been around since 1948, serving these companies. It's almost 80 years. We're coming up on 80 years they've been around. I'm doing my math right. So they know what it's like to deal with industry. And they just don't deal on a small level, fixing little parts and that. They can re-engineer parts, rebuild parts, remake parts, 3D printers, water jet cutters. They can do it all. They can't fix it. They can make another one for you. And you don't have to wait 6 weeks for industry. They can't wait. Time is money. They can make a new part tout sweet and get you back up and running. Whereas if you go to if you order a part from Germany, who knows when it's going to get here, And if you do get it from Germany, I mean, the way to get it fast is to fly it here, and that costs a lot of money. So Hamel's a great solution. Hamel's a great solution for it. Now, they just don't do regular things for business, the regular machining jobs and that. They're innovators, they're creators. They look at a piece and figure out how to make it better, how to make it more efficient, how to save companies money. They do this all the time, and they ship these new inventions across the world. They deal right around the world. They're a worldwide company now. They ship all over the place. Bob just got back from Vancouver talking to people out there, maybe the wine industry, I'm not sure. But they do a lot of work for the wine industry around here. So they're not just Niagara Falls anymore. They're worldwide. But you know what? If you need something made or you need something fixed for your house, they're right there for you. They're going to take care of you right away. Normal shop rates. They're not gonna jimmy you. They're not gonna jimmy you for money. They're gonna take care of you. That's the way they are. They're great people. You need a set of back gates, go to Hamel. They'll design them, build them for you, powder coat them, do the whole shot for you. Hamel Machine Company, been around since 1948. You can trust them to do the job right and for a price that'll make you happy. Support our sponsors because they support the show, hamelmachine.ca. Check out the work they do for the wine industries, and that it'll blow your mind. I'm serious. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Hamel Machine Company, great people. Okay, so now they're going to put addicted people in drug treatment programs right away, whether they want to go or not. And they're even thinking of being able to give people the right to set up powers of attorney. So it's set up powers of attorney so that at the end of the day, that their family can actually. I'm studying around here because there's somebody at the door. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but they can't get in. It's locked. Show going on, buddy. Hit the road. But anyway, Yeah, so they're thinking of getting the families the ability to get powers of attorney so they can put them in addicted treatment programs if they won't go themselves and the government can force them to go in. And this is a complete overhaul of the justice system that Ford wants to do. It's being set up, and he wants to address the epidemic proportions and levels of crime, addiction, and homelessness. Health Minister Sylvia Jones is looking to hear from experts and people who have been in these situations, and they want to consult with them on how to tackle these problems. And that's so good because we really need that. Like I said yesterday, it's not out of the box thinking anymore. It's throw the box away and come up with new solutions because whatever they've been doing for the last 20 years hasn't been working. It's getting worse. Among measures in the Justice Bill are steps. There he is right there, the Cheeto Bandito. He's walking by. The MPP, Wayne Gates, walking by. Never waved or anything. I don't blame him, though. I can't say I blame him. Speak of the devil. Now, they want to take steps to make it easier to get restraining orders against domestic violence perps. They want all police to more easily seize electronic devices used for auto theft. They want to force anyone that is ordered to wear an ankle bracelet to pay for them. That's right. You want to be a chooch, break the law, you get an ankle bracelet, you pay for it. I like that idea right there. Ford must be listening to the show. That's what I think. He also wants to see an American style of electing judges, which is I've been saying for years. They should elect judges. The judges should be responsible to the people. And if they don't give sentences that are appropriate for the crime, then we vote them out. We get to vote for judges. That's what they do in the U.S. He deemed them entitled and soft on crime. So they should be accountable to the people. Yes, I agree 100%. Dougie, you blue liberal, I agree 100% on this one. Now, if this comes to fruition, it's going to be good. Ford ranted about judges and justices who put people on bail multiple times, slamming unelected judges for constantly overruling a democratically elected government. He said, let's start electing our judges and hold them accountable. He said that his rant for today is because he's just had it with the judges in the court system, and he is right. And of course, the left is being slapped silly with this, and they're coming up with all kinds of reasons. Criminals should be let go and wander the streets to commit crime. Like it's their right to steal, right? Why lock them up? You've heard these people saying, listen, leave your car keys by the front door. Somebody's going to bust into your house and steal your car. Leave them by the front door so they can just steal it. They won't hurt you. What kind of solution is that? How about letting us all carry? The guy comes in to get your keys. He gets a taste of lead poisoning. Put your keys by the door so they can steal your car and you don't get hurt. Screw that. They should be there taking care of this, or you should be able to defend yourself. The hell's that? That's the left. That's what they want to do. It's that turnstile at the very front door of the courthouse, and then the catch and release programs that the liberals believe in. No, Dougie Ford wants to change it. I agree. Let's get on with it and get this legislation passed and stop all this nonsense. And believe me, they'll be doing these guys a favor if they have a drug problem and are involved in theft. If part of their sentence is rehabilitation, they got to get into rehab. And if they have to be forced to, that's fine. That's fine with me. Now, I know everybody's going to be crying, oh, that's not fair. They have rights too. Well, so do the people they kill. So do the people they steal from. Whose rights? The rights of the few don't outweigh the rights of the many. They have no rights. They're thieves. They're criminals. Their rights are gone. They gave them up when they decided to do that crap. Threaten and kill people. Okay, so speaking of judges, in the United States, they're under intense scrutiny for the U.S. Ties to terrorist watch groups like Trinidad and MS-13. Yeah, these Democratic judges are continually releasing these criminals to the streets, with one even escorting an illegal and his counsel out the back door of the courthouse and tell him to run, Forrest, run. She facilitated their escape. And there's the immigration guys and the victim right there in the courtroom waiting, and they should just let him out the back door. Here, take off. They caught him. ICE was out front too. They caught him. But this judge right now, she's going to jail. She's going to jail for this one. And then these other kooks are going to El Salvador trying to get these MS-13 gang members released. It's crazy. A known member of MS-13, you read about him. And this other guy that was in the court that they let free with his lawyer, he was caught, and the judge is in big trouble. And some judges in Arizona, I think, or Texas, were actually arrested because they were harboring a fugitive, an illegal MS-13 gang member, and they knew about it. And they were harboring him. Now, these two judges have been arrested. This other one's going to get arrested. And Pam Bondi, the U.S. Attorney General, says she cannot believe this happened. And these judges are all going to be arrested and charged. If they do anything like this, they're getting arrested and charged. And like I say, another Trente Aragua member was living with the judge and his wife, and they were harboring this illegal. And he's soon to be a former judge, and he's been charged with obstruction. His wife also is charged with destroying evidence and obstruction. And as well, the judge gave the Trente de Aragua member an assault rifle with a suppressor on it, silencer. All totally illegal. They're going to jail for a long time, these two. And rightly so. Come on. Aiding and abetting terrorists, gang members, Trente de Aragua, and MS-13, the worst of the worst. Unbelievable. And Trump's not sitting still. He's got his 100 days in, and he's just been doing a bang up job down south. And don't listen to the mainstream media. They don't know what they're talking about. They're full of it. He's promises made, promises kept. And we talk about transparency all the time. Every politician talks about transparency, but we very seldom see transparency. I mean, our own council, when they were in here talking about the election and getting elected, they said transparency, more transparency, more transparency. Let people know what's going on in the city. We want to know where our money's going. We don't get that. Every week there's an in-camera secret meeting where they're talking about different crap. We don't get to know about it. We're not privy to that. Every week there's an in-camera meeting at 2:00 to talk about stuff that we're not privy to. And they're the ones who said transparency. But if they look down south, you see President Trump holding his 5th cabinet meeting, all of which have been open to the press. He has a cabinet meeting with all his cabinet, and they tell him what they've been doing. Whether it's the Department of Defense, doesn't matter what it is. And they tell them what they've been doing with everything. And he has it open to the press. They're there recording it. And then he allows the press to ask questions to the cabinet members if they have questions. And then yesterday I saw Elon Musk, Doge, open up his Doge meeting to the press. And they got Jesse Waters in there this time. And he was asking him questions about everything. He was sitting in on the meeting and talking with everybody as they were describing what they're finding, the money they're finding, how they're finding it, and what they're doing about it. It was unbelievable. And he's asking questions while they're explaining what they're doing, how they're finding this money, how they're tracking it down, entries that have no tracking on it. Department of Education people having parties in Caesar's Palace, renting Caesar's Palace out in Vegas to have parties, and renting stadiums out. Millions and millions and millions of dollars wasted for no reason. Well, it's all going to stop. They got him. And this has to totally amaze everybody. Trump wasn't kidding when he promised transparency. Every single one of his executive orders that he signs are open to the press. They're all there. And as he's signing them, he's taking questions on them, explaining what it is, getting the person who put it together with him to explain it further if necessary. He answers every question. I mean, it's really, really amazing to watch. This has never been done before. There's no precedent for this. He's setting the standard for government to be totally transparent. And every day there's a presser with Caroline Levitt. She holds a press briefing every day, talk about what's going on, and has members from whatever department that's needed to explain it, whether it's intelligence or Department of Defense or FBI or Attorney General. They're all in there talking about it. It's unbelievable. And she's totally open. I mean, there's no hiding or I'll get back to you. I mean, she's got a guy there to talk to it right away. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like this before. Joe Biden didn't even have cabinet meetings because he couldn't go into the meeting, stay awake. A lot of people talk transparency. Very few actually put it into place, and this is happening right now. It's amazing. I'm so happy for the American people. Yeah, markets are coming back now. Therefore, the Dow Jones over 40. It's coming back. Don't worry about it. It'll be coming back stronger than ever. It's going to take a little while. Trump's only been there for 100 days putting these plans into action. Wait till they really get going. It's going to be something to behold in the United States. They've got it going on. Anyway, finally Friday's over. Now we wait for Manic Monday when we talk about the City Council agenda. Tuesday, Chris Regas in the studio. We'll see what happens the rest of the week going forward here. But for now, that's the end of it. And I'm going to get out of here and enjoy the afternoon. I got some stuff to do around the house today on this beautiful day and get that all straightened out. And that's it for me. And I'm going to have a good weekend. Hopefully it doesn't rain all weekend. They're saying it's going to, but maybe it won't. Maybe we'll get a break in the weather. Maybe we'll get a break in the weather for the weekend. It's going to be warm anyway. My name is Paul K. Lemire. This is Your City, Your Voice coming to you on finally Friday, 4680Q Radio. And I want to thank all my sponsors from the bottom of my heart for sponsoring the show. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamill Machine Company. They support the show. They support the city. They're great small businesses in the city. Give them a try. Support them. Do what you can for them. They're great businesses, and we love small business in Niagara Falls. Other than that, I'm out of here. And I have to say, God bless you all. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday with Manic Monday and the City Council Agenda Review. If you want to see the agenda, it's posted now, niagarafalls.ca, and look for a City Council Agenda Review. I just do it in Google, and it brings it right up. And check it out. See what you think. I'll be going through it on the weekend. And we'll report on it on Monday. And I always thank Councilor Lori Lococo because she gives me the heads up that it's posted so that I don't forget, because I forget sometimes, right? And I really like that. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate it. Thank you to Mona Patel for answering Gary Wilkins' email about that situation on St. Lawrence and Huron. We love to see our city councilors getting involved and actually answering letters. I don't know if any other city councilor answered. He actually sent it to all of them. But regardless, I'll tell you the ones that did. Because it's so important they keep in touch with the people because, hey, they work for us. We pay them. We deserve at least that. See you later. Have a great weekend, everybody. Talk to you on Monday at noon with Manic Monday. Ciao.